If you are planning a move to the San Diego area and you are anything like myself or most people that reach out to us, you are looking for one thing and one thing only, and that is the coastal San Diego lifestyle. So whether you're looking for walkability, a thriving downtown with shops, cafes, restaurants galore, or just the overall relaxing vibe of the coast, then this video is definitely for you. We're gonna break down everything from the overall vibe to these 6 areas, to the home prices, and why it might or might not be a good fit for you. Let's find out. By the way, my name is Nick, and you guys are reaching out all the time, and we love helping you out. So if you're thinking about making a move in or around San Diego, just shoot us a text, shoot us an email, or just straight up give us a call so we can help you save a ton of time and help you with your real estate goals. Now, this is a question we get very often from individuals and families asking, what is going to be the best coastal area that's going to be the best investment and provide a awesome lifestyle? And this is probably a question that a lot of you guys have on your mind, which is where is going to be the best coastal town for you to call home in San Diego? Now, our list is going to start with the most expensive areas, going down to some of the more affordable ones. And our first beach town that we're going to talk about is Oceanside. Now, Oceanside is going to be one of the most northern cities here in San Diego County, so it's way up there in the north. And it's actually one of the bigger cities as well. You got about 175,000 people living here. So it's a pretty big area for the most part. So depending on where you live, maybe if you live way on the east of Oceanside, it could take you about 25 minutes to get to the beach. So just keep that in mind. Now, I'm pretty biased when it comes to Oceanside because I've lived here for just about 5 years now. And we've seen so many of our friends move up here. We've met so many great people. And we really do love living up here. Obviously, it has its cons. It's got its pros, just like a lot of other areas that we're going to talk about on this list. But we've seen this city change so much just in the few years that we've lived here. You have a booming restaurant scene down there in downtown Oceanside. You have a lot of things going on, especially right there on the coast. You have what feels like miles of coffee shops, cute little retail stores, whether you want to go thrift store shopping or you want to go shop for plants. I mean, the list literally goes on and on, especially when it comes to restaurants. You got some really good restaurants up here like Mara. You have Finney's that just popped up. You have some really nice craft cocktail areas. You got rooftop bars. So if you're looking for a fun, exciting place that's just growing, Oceanside is going to be one of those areas that you can literally just get out of the car. You can go hit the coffee shop. You can go grab a drink. You can go walk down to the beach. You just have so many different options over here, which is awesome. Now, if you're looking to buy a home in Oceanside, this is hands down going to be the most affordable option in the entire Southern California. Now, the median home value is at about $910,000 at the moment. I don't know how long that's going to last. I don't think very long. But remember, I said that Oceanside is a pretty big area. It could take you 30 minutes to get to the beach if you're on the east side. So the prices are really going to change depending on the neighborhood and the area. The further you're from the beach, the more bang for your buck you're gonna get. So in some of these neighborhoods, you can in reality find a detached home starting at about $750,000 to $800,000. And if you wanna get closer to the coast, let's just say west of the I-5, expect to bring about $1.3 million or more for a detached home. Now, when it comes to condos, well, you can find condos really starting at $400,000 to $500,000. But again, if you wanna be closer to the coast, expect to bring closer to $1 million. When it comes to the positives and negatives of Oceanside, one huge positive is the affordability and the growth of the city. It is changing so much. You can just drive around the city and really see a lot of commercial buildings being totally renovated. You got new restaurants coming in. You got a big sports arena that's popping up. So there's a lot of growth happening here, which is a huge positive. Now, one of the negatives is, and this one really bums me out, especially living here and close to the beach, the beaches are kind of disappearing here in Oceanside, especially on the south side of Oceanside. You're going to see not many areas with enough sand to even hang out on the beach. You really have to time the tides. But once you get closer to the pier and even north of the pier, you got plenty of sand to hang out on the beach. Next up, we have Carlsbad. Now, Carlsbad's going to be located literally just south of Oceanside, so it's still located in North San Diego. And this is hands down probably one of the areas that we get the most calls about. A lot of people seem to be relocating here for a lot of great reasons. And one of them is the public school system here. You have a really great public school system, a lot of top rated schools, and the shopping and things to do is off the chain. You have Carlsbad Village, which is going to be kind of your cute downtown coastal area where you have everything you could ever want to do. If you want to go have a night out, if you want to go grab a nice bite to eat, you got a farmer's market. It's just a cool little town with some awesome, gorgeous beaches. Beaches here, you're gonna have plenty of sand. That's probably one of my favorite parts about Carlsbad. I mean, even living in Oceanside, we go down to Carlsbad and go to those beaches often. Especially if you really like spending time outdoors, Carlsbad's gonna be a big hit because you have some really awesome big parks like Poinsettia Park. You're gonna have Alga Norte Park. You got pocket parks really all over the place. And there's a lot of preserved land here with some really awesome trails. So there's trail systems all over the place as well. And a lot of these trails are never going to get built on. They really do a good job at preserving their land over here and not overbuilding, which is awesome. Even when it comes to accessibility to things like shopping, you have shopping centers all over the place in Carlsbad. I'd say probably within a 5-minute drive of your neighborhood, you're going to have a big shopping center. You have big ones like Bressie Ranch. You're going to have great retail shopping like the Forum. You got 2 big La Costa town centers. You have the new one called the Beacons, where you got a couple restaurants in there. You got a Lofty Coffee, really good ice cream place by the name of Jenny's. Go check that place out. So if you're a foodie, you're just like having things to do like that, Carlsbad's going to be awesome. Now, if Carlsbad is checking a lot of your boxes and you want to buy a home here, well, it's going to start to get a little bit more expensive. The median home value right now is right at about $1,585,000. Now, you're going to have your options between detached. You have a great amount of options for townhomes and condos as well. Now, for a single family home, if you are dead set on this, you need to bring about $1.3 million to even have any options. And you know, your options will go well up to $2, $3, $5, $6 million if you want something oceanfront over here. Now, when it comes to townhomes and condos, well, you can have a lower budget. Right at about $600,000, you're going to start to see some small condos. And if you want a nicer townhome or something a little bit bigger, that's going to run you right at about $900,000 to $1 million. When it comes to a negative about Carlsbad, and trust me, it really is hard to say bad things about these areas, and they're really not bad. I would just say expect it to get very crowded in the summer months because this is more of a tourist destination. You have Legoland, you have the Carlsbad outlets, you have some gorgeous, gorgeous beaches. So in the summer, it's going to get a little bit more congested. Now, a positive thing, and probably the biggest positive, and from what I've been seeing and hearing, is this is going to be one of your best bangs for your buck on the coast if you're looking for great public schools. There are some top-rated schools here, and people seem to love that. And if you guys are getting any value from this video, it would mean the world to us if you hit that like button down below. And if there's anything we can do to help with your real estate goals here in San Diego, all of our information is down below. Feel free to reach out. Next, we're gonna head over to a town known as Solana Beach. Now, Solana Beach is gonna be a little bit more central in North San Diego. And this is gonna be one of these smaller towns we talked about. It's very small and relaxed. You got about 12,000 people living here, and it's not a big area for the most part, but there's a lot going on. You have a good amount of residential, and you also have a ton of shopping and restaurants. Just on the 101 right there, you have miles of all that stuff: bars, restaurants, cafes. You got Fletcher Cove, so you have some really good beach access as well. A lot of sand down here, which is great, so you can actually hang out on the beach. And even if you want to bring your four-legged friend to the beach, you are welcome to, because Del Mar Dog Beach is literally just right there on the border of Solana Beach and Del Mar. So if you want to bring your pup to the beach, feel free. That's going to be a great time. Also, if you're into that shopping scene and restaurants and all that stuff, I already mentioned the 101 has a lot going on, but you also have Cedros Avenue over here, which is kind of the trendy design district, but it's really cool. You have some, high-end stores over there. You got some restaurants. You got Kyola, which is some great sushi. So the shopping is great as well. Also, something that I haven't mentioned yet is a lot of these towns that I've already spoken about, and a couple we're going to talk about, you have something called the Coaster Station here, and the Coaster is awesome. It basically runs from north to south. It'll take you all the way up to Oceanside. It'll actually take you up to LA, or it'll take you all the way to downtown San Diego. So this is something you should very much be utilizing, especially if you want to go see a Padres game, or just go take day trips to other areas and not have to worry about driving. When it comes to the housing, the median home value right now is at about $1.7 million. Now, don't let that number fool you, because I feel like it's a lot more expensive than that. But if you're looking for a townhome or condo, you're going to have a lot of options in Solana Beach. So if you want something low maintenance, this is going to be a good area to look in, because condos and townhomes will start around $700,000. But if you want something closer to the coast and all that walkability, it's probably going to run you about 1.2, 1.3, going well up to 2 million. Now for the detached home, you will not have any detached options until about $2.1 million, and homes get very pricey over here. I'm talking $3 million, $4, $5 million, even more if you're on the bluff. But you have to be extremely patient if you're looking over here, because not a lot of homes pop up, and it's just a smaller area, like I said, so it's very relaxed, and just be patient if you're looking for a home over here. One of the positives of Solana Beach is that it is one of these smaller towns, so it's got a lot of charm to it, especially once you get back into some of these residential neighborhoods. It is very quiet, it's very calm, and you have some really gorgeous homes. And one of the negatives is that if you do want to find a home here, you have to be extremely patient, again, because there's just not a lot of homes that come to market. Number 4 is Encinitas, and it's actually located just north of Solana Beach, as you can see right here. And to me, Encinitas is the epitome of a sleepy surf town. Well, maybe it's not so sleepy anymore. It's actually pretty booming with a ton of things to do, especially on the coast on the 101. But it's actually known for a lot of famous beach breaks. If you're into surfing, you got D Street, you got Swami's, you got Grandview, just to name a few. And the beach access is all over the place. You have some really gorgeous beaches. And Encinitas is hands down one of those areas where you need to figure out which neighborhood works best for you, because you have different lifestyles depending on where you want to call home. Just to the south, you have Cardiff by the Sea, which is an area that has, you know, terrace homes on a big hill. Some have ocean views. You have a downtown shopping center right there where you got a local grocery store. You got some great food options. You have Cardiff Elementary that's probably going to be walking school to your house. And not to mention, there's not many schools I could think of where you actually, your kids will have ocean views when they're out playing on recess or kicking the soccer ball around. Super, super cool. And I should probably touch base on this too, but a lot of schools here have surf PE. Your kids can go surfing for one of their classes. That is amazing. And you also have neighborhoods like Leucadia, which in my opinion is a bit different than Cardiff by the Sea. You still have miles of shops, bars, and restaurants, but it just has a different vibe. Now, if you want to purchase a home here in Encinitas, the median home value right now is $1,735,000. Now, you can find some lower priced detached homes. You know, it's really going to start at about $1.4 million, and you're probably going to be 15 minutes away from the beach. Look in areas like Village Park. Now, if you want to be closer to the beach, you're definitely going to have to look into bringing $2, $3, $4, $5 million if you want to be, you know, walking distance to the walkability and all that type of stuff. Now, when it comes to condos and townhomes, well, you can find some lower price options starting at about $700,000. That's going to be a little bit further from the beach, but if you want to get close to the beach, you got to be well over $1 million to find a good option. A big positive to Encinitas is if you are a foodie and you like going out and eating, this is going to be one of your best places to call home, because you have some of the best food options, in my opinion, in all of San Diego County. And a negative of Encinitas is hands down going to be the prices. It has gotten very expensive over the last few years here. And to be completely honest, $1.5, $1.6 million, you kind of need that if you want to find a turnkey detached home. And in reality, a lot of people can't afford that. So it is going to be on the pricier side. Number 5, we have Pacific Beach. Now, Pacific Beach is going to be one of the more southern areas that we talk about. And the best part about this is if you have to commute to the airport pretty often, or this is going to be a second home, Pacific Beach is going to be awesome, because you're only about 12 minutes away from the international airport. So that's a huge one. And you just have so many great other cities around it. You got Claremont, you got La Jolla, you got downtown San Diego, Point Loma. You got so many things just within a 5-10 minute drive. And when it comes to shopping and things to do, well, the name of the town is Pacific Beach. So there is a main attraction there, and that is going to be the miles of coastline here. You have a beautiful coastline. Not to mention, you have a big boardwalk that runs miles, which is great for people watching or just hanging out and soaking up the sun. This is going to be awesome. Not to mention, Mission Bay is going to be just south of you. So if you like to, maybe you don't want to hang out on the ocean sand, or you want something more mellow, go to the bay. The bay, you can just hop in. There's no waves. You can rent a jet ski. You can hang out. You can go catamaran. You have so many options. So outdoor lifestyle is going to be great over here. And it's going to be one of the more dense areas, dense cities that we talk about on this entire list. So everything is just right there. You're going to have a ton of walkability. And again, right there off of Garnett, even on the 101 right there, the options for food and things to do is just out of this world. Also, make sure to check out Kate Sessions Park. This is one of my favorite parks in all of San Diego. You just have some insane views here, especially on a clear day. You can see downtown, you can see down to Mexico. It's just a great place to have a picnic or go have lunch. Now, when it comes to the home prices here, the median home value is at about $1,760,000. Now, if you're looking for a single family home, most stuff is very close to the beach here. You're pretty much surrounded by coastline. So it's gonna start at about $1.4 to $1.5 million, going well up to $6.5 million. And if you wanna find a smaller condo or townhome, you can find small one bedrooms starting at about $550,000. One of the negatives with Pacific Beach is it is very dense, so it does get very congested, especially in the summer months when everybody's visiting. Expect it to take a while to get to the Interstate 5 or the freeway if you have to commute around. It's just gonna take a little bit longer to move around. Now, the positives are the location, because you're closer to central San Diego. You can go to downtown San Diego really fast. You can go to the airport. You can go to La Jolla. So you can take so many different day trips just, within a 20-minute drive. So that's a huge positive. Next, we're gonna head over to La Jolla. Now, La Jolla is gonna be just north of Pacific Beach. And again, this is gonna be a location that is awesome when it comes to accessibility. It's gonna put you out about 20 minutes from the airport. You're probably gonna be 10-15 minutes from the ocean, depending on where you live, maybe even closer. And if you are looking for an upscale place to call home, well, La Jolla is probably it. It's always been known as one of the more famous areas in San Diego. It's a big destination for a lot of people when they're coming to not just San Diego, but the United States. I feel like La Jolla is on people's bucket list, and it's absolutely gorgeous over here. When the sun is shining, like, these beaches are just out of this world, pristine. It feels like you're on an island sometimes. And besides going to the beach, you have a plethora of things to do. You have so many different little areas and neighborhoods. You got Bird Rock, where you got a little downtown area. You got the village of La Jolla. You got University Town Center, which is a really nice upscale mall that's just outside of La Jolla. So the shopping and the restaurants are just off the chain over here. If you're looking to call La Jolla home, this is gonna be one of your most expensive areas, where the median home value is about $2.3 million. You have some absolutely stunning, jaw-dropping homes here. Some of this architecture is out of this world, and not to mention the views are just next level. So if you want to find a detached home, you need to bring at least $1.6 million. And even if you bring 1.6, it's probably going to be a fixer. Once you got about 3 to 4 million, you're going to see some really stunning options. And if you're on the lower budget and you still want a second home or something, you can find condos and townhomes. You're not going to be right next to the beach, but you can find something starting at about $550,000, going well up to the multi-millions if you want something oceanfront. A positive to La Jolla is, if you have the budget, this is going to be the place to find the most unique homes here in San Diego. On the coast, you have some jaw-dropping homes, like I mentioned, some that have some stunning views of the Pacific. Others are big sprawling estates, some with big giant gardens. If you can think it, you're probably gonna find it here. Now, one of the negatives is going to be, this is gonna get the most congested out of all the areas that we talked about. Parking can be completely obnoxious, especially in the summer months when you're shopping or you're in the downtown area or you're trying to go to the beach. Expect there to be delays. And keep in mind, those are the 6 coastal towns that are tried and true and that people absolutely love to call home. And we didn't name a lot of other coastal towns here that might be the perfect fit for you. So that's why it's so important that you guys do reach out. All of our information is down below. And usually once we have a conversation, we can really set you up with a nice list and help you figure out the best area that's gonna work with your lifestyle, budget, and needs. So feel free to reach out. All of our information is down below. And we have a couple other videos right here that'll probably be extremely helpful as well. I'll see you there.